Hi everybody, today's Memorial Day, and that's my dad. He's a World War II Navy vet, and to this day, my dad, my mom, and my brother donate so much of their time to the veterans in Los Angeles. Thank you. And we all have to remember the people we lost and everybody that served for our country. And I have lost a friend when I was in high school. 17 years old, he enlisted in Vietnam. But let's not go into that. He never made it home. Anyways, thank you to all veterans, and of course this is to memorialize them today. Today I'm just doing a walkthrough, and I'm not doing a garden tour, just kind of what went on during the week. I'm starting to set up my front swimming pools here, and actually have zucchini and squash growing in them. They're starting, so that's doing really good. And these are still coming up. Again, I'm not doing a regular garden tour. Just kind of what went on during the week instead of vlogging at my table to kind of get outside. Oh, earlier in the week, Gary went and got some jackfruit, so we're putting a video together on that. We also bought a Korean melon, and with Korean melons, you know, you can buy them, make sure they're really, really ripe, and you can plant the seeds. And they grow so nice. I love Korean melons because they're so small. They're sweet like cantaloupe, even sweeter. And they grow really, really fast. So it's not like you're waiting for a melon to get really big because they're quite small. But boy, are they good. Just make sure if you buy one, don't cut it until it's really smelling sweet. So this way it will be really, really ripe, and then the seeds will be really viable. We've grown quite a few. Oh yeah, if you hear any noise, you know, I've got a big mess here to clean up. Things got moved. Gary got 2 washing machines and a dryer and a bathtub. And this particular washing machine, though it looks like a mess, seems to be working. And he set it up. And we'll see. If it works, we'll keep it. And if it doesn't work, he's going to take it apart and he's going to make a planter out of it. But, yeah, somebody gave it to him. Like I said, it's a mess, but it seems to be working. And the reason I wanted a washing machine, a separate one, really dirty things, like if you're doing floor mats or bathroom rugs or even dog blankets, they'll have their own washing machine. That's what I wanted it for. It's been still cold here. I don't know why. We had such a warm winter and fall, and I should say fall and winter, and then it got really, really cold. Oh, look at the scrub jay trying to come in. We've had all kinds of birds coming into the garden, and ground squirrels and tree squirrels. But yeah, going back to the weather, I diverse. The weather has been so cool, and some of the squash seeds I've planted have come up, and some have not. I mean, I planted one here and it came up in like 3 days. It was like amazing. It came up so fast. But it's just been really cool. I had a potato harvest in here. I'll have to show you that. And you're going to go, oh my gosh. Yeah, well, just so you know, I didn't plant it. I was composting in place here, and I had a potato grow. Now I have potato seeds. No, little tiny potatoes. And it grew out of the skins of a red potato. That's what ended up growing in here. Just the skins. When I went to compost it, you know, my compost is alive. So the potatoes just took off and started to grow. And so I ended up with a couple of potatoes, which I think I'm going to find a place for it and stick it in the ground somewhere. I don't really grow potatoes because potatoes are so cheap. I'd rather grow greens. You go get a bunch of organic greens at the grocery store, and it's going to cost you $2 or $3 for a small bunch. But, you know, with potatoes here, you can, yes, cheap potatoes are $2 for 10 pounds. Even organics they have on sale a lot of times for $2.50 for 5 pounds. And when you dig out a lot of potatoes and out of the ground, I can get rid of them in a day if I make potato salad. So right now I don't really do potatoes. I probably will. Eggplant I do, as you can see. But anyways, I did have a potato harvest. And let's see what else went on this week. I went to the thrift store yesterday, and I ended up getting a blue tub. I think they're like 22 gallons, they call them. A blue tub similar to this. And that was half price because they had a green tag sale yesterday. And so I got that for $1.50, and a really good wired trash can similar to that one. And it's very fine, which is good. I can sit it over something I started to grow. Let's say I'm going to grow zucchini or squash or anything in the ground, and I think the rabbits are going to eat it. Then I can put the basket over it. I had the rabbits attack something yesterday. And let's see, what else? Pretty much I can swing over here, walk through here real quick. I don't want to make this long because, like I said, this is more of a vlog. It's a simple week, which was good. Our trees are doing really good here. But I'll show you the bathtub. I have plans. And Gary's been sifting all kinds of wood chips. But there's the bathtub. And there's the tubs I'm setting up too. Started setting those up actually early this morning. We'll see what I've got plans. We'll see what I'm going to end up doing with the bathtub. And the wall is cleaned up really nice. So I'm putting more tubs in there the way I plant. And this way, as I throw compost in there, the compost, as it breaks down, will leach into the ground there. And I should be able to get a lot of stuff growing. The reason I did not end up with zucchini this year like I did last year is we ended up with a Bermuda grass attack. And it was just wrapping its roots all around all my plants, and it pretty much knocked down all my zucchini. Some of the other things made it, so I'm going to do it differently this year. I don't want any more animal manure brought over here, and I've got to really watch for that grass, because that happened in a batch he had brought, I guess over a year ago. He hasn't gotten any in over a year, and it got in there and we just couldn't get rid of it, but it's gone now. And that's pretty much it. I'm getting my truck bed down there set up. Somebody asked me, what did we fill it with? Well, see the hilltop here? A lot of that falls away, so Gary goes and he shovels it down. He's actually going to cover the whole hillside with wood chips. And so he shovels down a whole lot of the dirt, and he filled the truck bed with dirt, leaves, scraps from the yard, wood chips, everything was put in there. There's the washing machines he got. And yes, he's going to take them apart. You know, check your ads if you ever want to look for things. I was surprised. I found a guy giving away a washer and a dryer, and he was only a mile from the house. And so I contacted him, and he said he still had them. Gary ran down there, and Gary came home with 2 washers, 2 dryers, and the bathtub. So I don't know what he found there on the side of the road. So let's see. That's pretty much it. He's going to take them apart and use the inside like he does the dishwashers. They make great planters, and I think because they're metal, they're like stainless steel or whatever they make them out of, it retains the heat, and the plants thrive in that all year, including in the winter. He's got bell pepper plants that are probably 4 or 5 feet tall because they just love the situation they're growing in. Oh look, the sun just came out. So my water fountains are going, and so I've got to do that. Let's see, set up more. I definitely want to set up more. I don't know if you watched my old video of the black tub I had set up, but I've got a whole video on these tubs I set up. Look how big they are. And this is only been a few weeks, and I can't get in there. I've already got zucchini coming up in there. I've got beets growing in there. I've got beans growing in there. This one has also just started. I can show you this real quick. Threw some seeds in here. I haven't even looked myself for days. Let's see what's going on. Love these covers I picked. Oh, look at that. Oh, I've got popolo. And then the rest must be beets and squash. Let me see if I can put my cover down. That's a popolo. See the leaves? Now that's tough to get going. First of all, the popolo like it warm. So it hasn't been that warm. And I have found out that when they start and the weather gets really cool, they just fall over. They're really, really skinny plants when they first start. Once they take hold, you'll have it all summer. You won't be able to get rid of it. It turns into a 4 to 6 foot tall plant. But we'll have to see what happens. There are some ants in here, but you know what? The ants aren't going to bother anything. So I'm going to cover this back. And the reason I've got it covered, I've got a rabbit that's been hanging around. I've probably got multiple rabbits. They've gotten to the point where they don't even care if I'm here, and they'll come right up in front of me and start eating my garden. Oh, you know, I pride myself in having common sense. May not have the greatest education in the world. I can write articles, for magazines and different things, but I pride myself with common sense. Well, I figured out this way. I don't have common sense. Oh my gosh, see my water fountain here I bought? I love this. I got it at grocery outlet one day. I walked in. I think I've told the story on it. And I set it up different places, and I set it up here. Now, it's been here for months. For months, I've been battling with this. The sorrel grows into it, and it was the other way. It was actually turned, see? And the sorrel will go in there and drain the water out. The water's draining here. The sorrel was growing in there, and I'm pushing the sorrel leaves, and I'm blocking the sorrel leaves. I even found out Gary came out here yesterday, and he trimmed the sorrel leaves away. He said, it drained again. I came out here, I looked at it, I thought, why don't I just turn it around so I can see the waterfall? So that took me months to figure out to simply turn it. Oh my gosh. It's so funny how there's things right in front of you and you just don't think sometimes. It was like, why don't I just turn it? I turned it and I will not have to fight with the sorrel. Now my red-veined sorrel can grow right up against it if it wants to. And this is fine. It's just so funny. I think that I actually kicked myself when I thought about that. I was just standing here and I'm looking at it thinking, why don't I turn it? So funny. Anyways, at least I finally thought about it. I could have been doing this for years, fighting with the sorrel. I was going to move it. I mean, I moved it in there because I like it in there. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. Nothing else is really going on. I'm going to have to clean up this whole mess here. Oh, I've got a new hose. The hose I had, it was super expensive, but it wasn't cheap. Well, you couldn't get it apart. It was the darndest thing. When I went to take it off, we could not get it apart. So I called the company and I said, what's going on? Why can't we take the hose apart? I bought it in smaller sections, 25 foot instead of 50 to 100. So in case something happened to a piece, I can just take that 25 foot off and start over. And they acknowledged to me that the brass fittings corrode. Isn't that cute? It's not on this hose because the hose is gone now. The brass fittings corrode to other types of metal and you cannot take it apart. So their answer to me was cut it off and take it back to Home Depot. And I said, I am not running back to return something. So they were nice enough to send me 2 brand new hoses. They're cheaper than the ones I bought, but hey, they sent it to me. And they sent me these plastic things. Let me see if I can get down here and show you. Because the plastic now will go onto this. You can't put 2 metals together, they told me. Isn't that something? Actually, this is the hose. The black one is the one I bought. That's another one, because I bought multiple hoses. So if you screw this brass part onto another brass part, they'll corrode and you can't get them apart. So now what they did was they came up with this plastic fitting that you have to put on in between the hoses so they won't corrode and adhere to one another and turn it into one hose. So if you're having an issue with it, call the company and be real nice. I was real nice about it, and I was surprised that they quickly sent me out 2 brand new hoses and those plastic fittings. And again, there's the washing machine going. It's draining here, which will be really good for now because I'm going to have the greatest soil here. All that wood chips is going to break down, and I'm going to be able to dig a hole here, grab some of the soil out of the ground, and put it in pots and stuff, and then just dump some more wood chips on top. Of course, we are going to probably put another hose there and lead it somewhere if that thing continues to work. We found that a couple cycles on it don't work, so the computer system inside is probably not working, but the double rinse cycle works. So I said, you know, for dog blankets, it's going through a double rinse. A little bit of soap, you'll wash it, rinse it, and it's good. So yes, I have a washing machine outside for very dirty things. And that's it, nothing else new. I've picked up some flowers, and I want to make sure I get a lot of flowers around here. Of course, I think the rabbits are eating those too. I know Gary said, give me the word, and he will wire up my entire garden so I won't have any rabbits. I'm getting close to thinking about that. I don't know. I have so many greens that I don't really over worry about it, but what I do not like is when I get new things growing. That's when I'm dealing with the rabbits, because I probably have a lot of rabbits now. So I think I'll decide how I want to do it. I don't want him trapping them or doing anything bad to him. So he said he could wire them out. So we'll see. Oh, there goes the washing machine. See, it's going through a spin cycle. All right. Well, I'm going to see if I can get some of my videos up that I've done this week and get my garden growing really good. And hopefully we'll get a lot more food growing this year, as if I didn't have enough. The only thing I had a shortage of this year for me was zucchini. I use zucchini in everything, and I didn't have as much as I had the year before. So I'm going to get more growing this year, and hopefully I can get it going all through the winter really good, because I can add that in as a filler for everything. I use it for cakes. I use it in, if I'm making, let's say, taco meat or something, it will be a small part of, let's say, beef or ground chicken mixed with zucchini, and you would never know it. It tastes seasoned up, you would never know it's zucchini. Zucchini, at a young stage, will take on the taste of whatever you put in it, and it works really good. At least it works for me. So I think I've talked too much, and I'm gonna let everybody go. There's Gary, he's working. Look at him, he's working, he's waving. So with that, have a great day. Watch for some more videos. Hope you like and subscribe. Ask questions. Oh, and the other thing, we are getting, no joke, hundreds of questions a day, and I'm doing my best to go through them. I still work, and I work from morning till night, so we're doing the best we can. If we miss anybody, it's please, it's because they come in this file-like thing, and you've got so many, and then as more come in, the other ones drop to the bottom, and you got to go hunt for them. So I am doing my best to get to them. So it's not like we're ignoring anybody. That's the last thing I'm doing, is ignoring anybody. It's just that the questions come in faster than we could physically answer in a day, and then you have more the next day. Even statements, I try to answer statements, or at least give a little heart so you know that I read it. So please don't think I'm ignoring you. So have a great day. Don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye.